Murray last night with his third consecutive straight sets win. Took time to visit with us after his match. Andy Murray, winner of 16 straight singles matches here at Wimbledon and the defending champ. You're breezing through the first week. What are you happiest about so far?
I'm happy. I haven't used up too much energy, to be honest. The build-up to the tournament for me is quite stressful. There's a lot of commitments and stuff that you have to do, so it's nice to get through the first week not having used up too much sort of mental energy. I haven't been that stressed out in the matches this week, and get a few days off now before next match on Monday.
I know you said you used to come to Centre Court and just kind of sit here and think. Was there a moment where it really set in sort of what you had done? Did you come back here afterwards?
Yeah, actually I came back like 5 days later, and I went on to Centre Court because the few days after Wimbledon were different to anything I'd experienced before, and kind of my off time or private life was very busy. I was getting followed everywhere by photographers and doing a lot of media and stuff, and then when I had a day off, when that was all done, I actually came back here because it was the quietest place for me to come. No one can get in here, and I went on to Centre Court, and yeah, I sat in there, and there was no one there, no security guards, no people, no nothing, which was, ironic because 5 days ago it was the most hectic sort of 10-15 minutes of my life, and I went back there a few days later and it was just very calm, no one there, and yeah.
What went through your mind then when you were sitting there?
Well, I started thinking a bit about the match because I wasn't, when I came off the court, I actually think ESPN, I got interviewed straight afterwards. I couldn't remember anything that had happened in the match. I couldn't remember the match point. I couldn't remember the last game. I knew it was a long last game. I just didn't remember any of the points. And normally when I come off the court, I can tell you what happened at 2-0 juice in the first set, but I couldn't remember anything about the match. So it wasn't until I saw it a couple of times on the replay on TV, I saw the last game a little bit, and then when I came back and there was no one here, that I could start to remember a little bit about the match.
Were you given the net?
Yes, yeah, I was given the net. Yeah.
What did you do with it?
I've got it at home. I don't have a tennis court at home, but it's just it's in my garage at home. But if I ever have a tennis court, I'll use that.
You've made a lot of headlines for hiring a female coach with Amelie Mauresmo. Are you surprised by sort of the stir that it's made?
I think just because it hasn't happened that often before that, a lot of people were kind of surprised by it. But once everyone kind of gets over the fact that she's a female, she has great credentials, she was a great tennis player, she understands the game very well. She's a very nice person, she's easy to communicate with, so there's absolutely no reason why it should be surprising. But I think it's just because you haven't seen it that much that people were a bit surprised. But
did you even think about it? I mean, your mother was your coach for so many years. Her gender, did that even really cross your mind?
Well, the thing is, when you're growing up, my mum coached me a lot, but when I came on the tour, you don't see it. You don't see any male players with female coaches. So, when I was younger, and you don't always think for yourself when you're young, you see what's around you and kind of do what everyone else is doing. It wasn't something I thought about so much when I was younger on the tour, but yeah, when, I thought about a new coach this time, I was like, well, why not? Why wouldn't you? Look at some female coaches as well. And when I spoke to Amelie, I thought it was, was something that could work. And yeah, after spending a bit of time with her, I don't know why I haven't thought about it sooner.
What's it like having so much attention, so much scrutiny with really everything in your life? Is that something you're used to by now, or?
I think, yeah, now I've started to get used to it. I struggled with it for a while because, when you're young, you just say anything, say just exactly what's in your mind. You just say stuff before you without thinking, really. And I had a few problems earlier in my career with the press and stuff in this country. So I struggled for a few years because I went from being ranked 350 in the world to in the top 100 and playing Grand Slams in the space of a couple of months. So I was playing in front of 10 people, and all of a sudden I was playing on centre court here, and it just happened so quick. I didn't really have sort of time to go through the different stages that some players do when they come through, and I did struggle a bit with it at the start, but now, I mean, this is maybe my 9th Wimbledon or something. Let's say I'm used to it by now.
And now you're a national hero. I mean, do you feel the sort of enormity of that transformation?
Well,
Has it changed your life?
No, that's a nice thing, because that's something that, you know, when I'd spoken to Ivan, when I started working with him, and when I'd spoken to a few sports psychologists and stuff, in the past I'd said to them that was something that concerned me when I'd spoken about Wimbledon, and you know, I was worried about what may happen if I won Wimbledon.
You were worried?
Yeah, how that might change my life away from the court, because I don't, you know, like attention that much. And yeah, that was something I'd spoken to them about. And that's been the nicest thing, is that my life hasn't changed. I still have the same people around me, same family, same friends. You know, I just get spotted a little bit more when I'm out and about, but it's not changed much at all.
And knowing that the Big Four are there, you're all there, it hasn't happened in a couple of years. So the second week in Wimbledon, how aware are you of that, and how much do you sort of think about the task ahead, turn your mentality to week 2?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I try to just look at the next match, but you know, I know the first week went well for me, but I know it's only going to get tougher. You know, I expect to be challenged, you know, more with each match, with each round, and I'm sure against Kevin Anderson, you know, he'll pose me, you know, a lot of different problems, and I'll need to respond to them, but I'll be prepared for it.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time to do an interview, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's defending champion Andy Murray. Coming up, a look at week 1 at the championships. Everything